Dear all, the purpose of this video is to present you the Pickup Point project by Sankasek. First of all, we will review the scenario and the situation and the need of diversify and widen our customer base. We needed a low investment solution and we got a close to zero capex idea. Then, we will go through an overview of the key drivers of the project. Afterwards, a presentation of the partners model analyzing how it works. As you know, COVID-19 put all of us in the situation of rethinking how to get revenues in our business sector and adapt to the new conditions. One important key point was, on top of this COVID scenario, the necessity of getting more volumes. The conclusion was a need of more touchpoints. Furthermore, the need of wider our customer base was present, and add more value to our current customer was an objective. So, the prior objective was to work on more touchpoints with the lowest capex and opex investment. The idea was to present our clients a more convenient service, to be present out of the own network for the customer be able to drop their garments, to manage the project with a single partner to ease the operation, and to have a notorious partner. Based on the pickup point proximity model, we wanted to test proximity city, supermarket and markets and gyms. So, supermarkets used to reunit three kinds of stores that fitted with our requisites: hyper, medium, and small and convenience formats. In Spain, medium and small convenience formats, customers used to visit the stores twice or three times a week for groceries. So in conclusion, the objectives were: 1. Take advantage on visits recurrence to offer a convenient dry cleaning laundry service at the same time customers do their groceries. And second, add value to supermarkets or gyms customers by offering a convenient service instead of two trips, dry cleaning and groceries, all would be in one. What gave us the push to move forward with this idea? Well, there was a previous similar case, but as you know, sometimes good ideas but implemented cannot have success. The problems found it were, first of all, the operation. Supermarkets employees were too involved in dry cleaning business operation and management. Second, prices. Too much prices for a box or pickup point in a supermarket. All the garment range was offered, no limits. After sales service was the third problem. Again, the supermarket employees were subject to solve dry cleaning customers' problems. Therefore, we work on solutions to improve a more successful model to ease the operation. On the one hand, for supermarket staff, we would offer 4 clear services as a single price. Supermarket employees would not be subject of garment manipulation. On the other hand, for customers' better understanding of the service, we offer 4 clear and convenient services at a very competitive price. Let's check now the model and the operation. First of all, we need to take into account the convenience of the service. With the objective of simplify the offer to the customer and the operation when offering dry cleaning service in the partners stores, we have designed a single price which includes different types of garments and services. The price would be 12 euros, and we would offer 4 kinds of services. First, the shirts pack. Second, suit pack. Third, laundry pack. And fourth, duvet pack. The first one would include all kinds of shirts and polos, 5 units. The second one would include 2 units, trouser and jacket of a suit, or jacket, trouser, skirt, blouse, dress, coat, hunter, or jersey combined, making 2 units of a pack. The third pack would be the laundry one, and it would include more or less 4 kilos of laundry, including bedsheet and personal garments. The fourth pack is simple: 1 duvet that could also substitute by a blanket or a kilt. So, in a nutshell, We group all kinds of garments in 4 suitable scenarios that gather around the 90% of garments. Each scenario requires a specific packaging. Price is the same for every group of garment, 12 euros. The delivery time is the same for all garment groups. Pick up and delivery twice a week at fixed days depending on the day of the garment's drop. These days for pickup and delivery would be specific. The scenario 1 is the pack of 5 shirts. It includes 5 garments, shirts or polos, formal, informal, ceremony. It also includes women's shirts. The service offered is washing, stain removal, and ironing. It would be delivered twice a week with a gap of 2, 3, or 4 days, depending on the partnership. To receive the 5 shirts pack, a suit bag would be used. They will be given to customer for free, and then customer will be the owner for future services. So we would have a double use. Double zipper to clean and dirty garments for the shipping. There is a transparent pocket with the customer card. The second scenario is the suit pack at the same price. The number of garments are 2, including a blazer or a pant. It is a very open scenario. A jacket and pant could be substituted by a skirt, jacket, coat, dress, or jumper. The service is the same. Wash, stain removal, and ironing. Delivery times, same as the first case. Twice a week with a gap of 2, 3, or 4 days. To receive the suit pack, a suit bag would be used. The third case is the bag laundry. The capacity of a Sankasek laundry bag would include 4-5 kilos of laundry. It includes all items that fit in the bag. These are common weekly laundry items: towels, sheets, casual clothes, underwear, etc. The difference here is that we do not do ironing, just wash and fold. The delivery time is twice a week with a gap of 2, 3, or 4 days. To receive the laundry bag, a Sankasek laundry bag would be used. These bags would also include a hanger for a customer ID card. The fourth bag is the bag duvet. It includes one duvet any type, synthetic or feather. It could be substituted with a blanket or kilt. Service, wash and fold. Delivery time, twice a week with a gap 2, 3, or 4 days. To receive the duvet bag, a Sankasek duvet bag will be used. There is also a pocket in the side that includes an ID card for the customer. Let's go through the basic operational instructions. We have some basic instructions to garment pickup. These are as much simplified as possible, attending to optimize the productivity of partners' staff. Partners' staff would not need to check the garments, would not need to count the garments, and would not need to identify garment by garment. There would be just 4-step process to carry with the customer. First of all, give to customer the proper packaging according to the type of garment presented. Second, give an ID customer card for the client to fill their name and phone number. Third, the staff would issue 2 tickets, a copy for the customer, another one to put in the pocket bag, as much tickets as service is given. For instance, 1 ticket for suit bag and another ticket for the duvet bag. To finish, the staff will give a flyer to the client with all the service use instructions. Other aspects to take into account is that the services are always paid in advance. Second, the delivery times should be adjusted to the plan. Here we have an example of the delivery times for the customers. We set 2 days in a week to pick up and deliver the garments from the customers and from the dry cleaning store. These days were Tuesday and Friday. So, for instance, A customer that drops their garments on Monday would have ready their garments the next Friday. A customer that drops on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday before 11 would have ready their garments for the next Tuesday. Last case, a customer that drops Friday after 11 and in the weekend on Monday would have ready the Friday of the next week. These are the instructions for the delivery of garments. Delivery to customer will be carried out in 3 simple steps. First, the Sankasek carrier will leave the bags and cases with the clean garments and will sort them in alphabetical order. Second, the customer must show the supermarket ticket to retrieve their garments. The supermarket's employee will locate the corresponding lot in 2 possible ways: or by last name, or by the second supermarket ticket that remains in the outside pocket of the sleeves. There is a numbering per ticket that must coincide with the copy of the ticket given by the customers. Lastly, once the supermarket employee has located the batch of the garments, he or she must keep both copies of the supermarket's ticket, the one shown by the customer and the one that remains in the pocket. The customer is left with only the Sankasek ticket. If you have any question, please review ticket procedure instructions. There is an important point to be attacked. This is the stock of the services. Services remain in stock at supermarket for a maximum of 14 days to be picked up by the customer. Sankasek Logistics Manager monitors the batches and deadlines in stock at supermarkets. After 14 days, the Sankasek Logistics Manager removes the batches and returns them to Sankasek dry cleaning stores. Then, these lots will be marked with an orange cardboard in a sleeve pocket. The withdrawn batches will be inventoried on the delivery note with customer names. A copy of the delivery note of returned lots will remain at supermarkets. Thereafter, Sankasek contacts the customer to inform him, giving him the option of an additional week of storage at supermarkets. If customer confirms, it will be returned to supermarket. This service is returned to supermarket for 7 additional days. Identify lots with cardboard orange in the pocket of the sleeve. If, after this period, the lot is not withdrawn by the customer, it is definitely returned to Sankasek dry cleaning store. They will remain in Sankasek stock, identifying the bags with a red cardboard. Finally, the customer will be informed again to pick up at Sankasek dry cleaning store. To finalize the basic operational instructions, let's go through the frequent asked questions. What garments are excluded from the service? Well, carpet, curtains, leather garments, and ceremonial dresses are excluded as they require a more technical reception. What happens if the customer makes a specific observation about the condition of his garment? From our production unit, we will personally contact the customer at the moment of reception of the garment if necessary. Let's solve this issue. In the case of the pack of 5 shirts, what happens if the customer only brings 3 or 4 shirts? Will he be charged less? The answer is no. The price of 12 euros is for the pack of shirts. If there are 3, 12 euros will be charged the same. What happens if there are more than 5 shirts? Do we charge more? The answer is that Sankasek will contact the customer in the case of having delivered more than 5 shirts and not having paid for them. If the customer authorizes it, we will perform the service. In any case, we will charge an additional 12 euros if there are 1, 2, 3, or 4 shirts more. What do we do in case of dissatisfaction? We will always indicate to the customer the contact telephone number with Sankasek. The customer must identify himself by name and surname. The telephone number is printed on the Sankasek ticket. Who is responsible in case of damage? Well, Sankasek has an updated and valid civil liability and damage policy with the insurance company Zurich. In the event that the damage, deterioration, or negligence is attributable to the service provider, Sankasek will be responsible for compensating the supermarket's customer with compensation for the damage caused and/or with the replacement of the damaged goods. In any case, the interlocutor will be Sankasek for the customer. Can the service be provided within 24 hours? Unfortunately, for this service to be provided, the garments must be sent to the nearest Sankasek store. Do I have to do anything each time the Sankasek carrier comes? The transporter is instructed not to interrupt the normal dynamics of a working day, so he will go directly to the storage areas for both dirty and clean garments. He will leave a delivery note with the number of packages he delivers and the number of sheets he removes, which will be signed by both parties. Do I have to put the identification cards on each bag? The slips and bags will come with the identification cards inside the outer pockets of the slips and bags. When a customer uses the service for the first time, we will take out the identification card and give it to the customer so that she or he can fill it with his name or her name plus last name plus telephone number. Then, the supermarket's employee must put it back in the outside pocket of the holster. Do I have to give a cover to each new customer? The answer is yes. The covers are essential to carry out the service and therefore to be a user of the dry cleaning service. The customer who is already a user will always bring the cover to carry out the service. We will always remember that the covers and bags are reusable. What happens if a customer brings shirts and one killed? Do I have to provide two covers? The answer is yes. A garment bag for the shirt service and a comforter bag for the comforter service. We will always remind that the covers and bags are reusable. How are dry cleaning services charged? Well, as we mentioned before, they are always charged in advance. Supermarkets will have the four services identified with their corresponding price, which is 12 euros. The contracted service will then be ticketed. Shirt bag, suit bag, laundry, or duvet bag as appropriate. Two tickets will be used. A Sankasek collaborator should be assigned to follow up the incidents and to guarantee the good execution of the service. Let's finalize with a ticket receipt procedure. The customer delivers two bags of clothes for two services. Secondly, the customer pays the two services. Then, a ticket is printed for the client, as many tickets as services contracted. In this case, there would be two tickets. Then, the customer receives one supermarket ticket needed to retrieve the clothes. Then, each ticket inserted in each bag for the service. The bags with the laundry ticket are kept for collection. After all of this, Sankasek Logistics removes the bags for the service. Sankasek Logistics staff delivers the collection slip with the number of bags removed. Hereinafter, Sankasek receives the service in the stores, registers the customer data, and scans the supermarket's ticket to incorporate date and supermarket's ticket number and issue two Sankasek tickets. Here you have two examples of tickets. One Sankasek ticket is inserted in the bag, and the other one is attached to the delivery note. Once the services are done, Sankasek Logistics delivered to supermarkets clean linen bag with supermarkets and Sankasek tickets, plus the delivery note with copy of Sankasek ticket. Once the customer comes to pick up their clean garments, the customer should deliver the supermarket's ticket to recover the service. Then, supermarket staff checks that the customer's ticket matches the bag ticket and removes the supermarket ticket from the customer and delivers the bag with the Sankasek ticket. This way, the customer departs with just the Sankasek ticket. So at the end, the customer has to hand in a supermarket's ticket to pick up the garments, so that the customer leaves only with Sankasek ticket, with a telephone number for queries and claims. There are some possible cases that can happen. There are supermarket customers with zero paper or online tickets. They will also receive ticket for collection and must deliver physical ticket for service collection. Other problem is the customer has lost the supermarket's ticket. Well, first, we will search by name for Sankasek ticket in the sleeve. Second, the collection of customer data in the lost ticket block. Third, delivery of service by removing the supermarket's ticket from the bag, and the customer leaves only with the Sankasek ticket. Below, you will find some of the data that supermarket's employees need to gather from the customer. Finally, here you have some examples of delivery notes. We hope that you have found this case interesting, and we are open to discuss and to solve any question you may have. Thank you very much.